Gentlemen, yes, so Monero, I wanted to just get some word out. Been looking after premium, and it's been a while since I covered Monero. So the big thing that happened with Monero is that there was a postponement of the fork, and this was unexpected and killed the setup. This structure here, rally and then flat grind line bottom. This was a reminder, by the way, of what was expected. That was the initial target. It had made second interim quite fine. Then that news and then the crypto contraction has killed the setup. It killed both the primer setup here and has run the stop. We cleared out our Moneros once we got this inverted structure over here. So I wanted to make sure I'd give you a heads up on this. This looks like it's failed. In fact, it definitely has failed. The key element, I think, is the postponement of the fork, and also the fact that we've got a very, very bitter bear market at the moment on cryptos where they're recontracting. But I think the fork was the big driver here, and it got kicked into the end of April from mid-March. What that means is I suspect it'll sell off and invalidate, and then it might reset up and form, assuming the crypto market hasn't taken a whole new bear turn. It's quite an ugly setting at the moment for cryptos. I'll do a quick fly past BTC, given that I'm a bit late getting this update for many of the free view guys. But yeah, so we cleared out our Monero on the break of the grind line here. It was looking threatening. It was looking like it was going to take the funnel, and then it spilled and spilled. So the rug got pulled with the free coin no longer up for grabs in the short term. Will it come back? That remains to be seen, but it was bad enough news that they kicked that can down the road to actually kill the setup. When you add the current crypto market. So I'll take a quick fly past Bitcoin, and you can see that Bitcoin's structure has not been bottoming for a while. This isn't bottoming. You have a low there, you have a low here. We've just run these two lows now, so people will be panic selling. But in actual fact, you had an inverted HVF that you just run a target for. So now is not the time to panic sell your Bitcoin. You might get a little bit of a bump rally. But this is just generally not good price structure. That said, this now has made a short time frame's downside target and a marginally lower low. So maybe you might get the beginning of some basing out, but generally this has not been basing out. This has been strong sell-offs with continuation patterns so far. So the crypto market cap is suffering at the moment. And you've just seen Bitcoin take a dive there through an HVF downside target. Let's give you the updated number, 340. Now, I've also released a very bearish, in fiat terms, Ethereum number. Now, Ethereum is runaways number 2 here. It's a better part of 3 times Ripple, or double Ripple, more than double, well more than double Ripple. And I'm bearish both these coins against fiat. I've just done a very bearish release on Ethereum where I expect to see it trade $400. That's going to be 2/3 of what that is. So I can't see, with Ethereum contracting, Ripple contracting, and Bitcoin being relatively weak, this market cap not going right into the 200s and low 200s as well. So this is a tough old time for crypto generally. And it's going to take Bitcoin to be very strong to counteract Ethereum's potential fall to the low 400s. So defensive positions are advised. And with regards to the Monero setup, you can see that that's actually been a fail. And it's failing in an environment where it's actually quite strong relatively, Monero. So it's got a long potential way it can fall. It's quite strong. It's quite close to recent highs where it failed here, which are in and around 0.03. Against the Bitcoin. So most of the alts underperform Bitcoin. So if you have to hold a coin, BTC is probably the one to hold. That said, I don't think it's going to serve you well, and defense is going to be the order of the day. Let's have a look at the Monero against the dollar on the Bitfinex, just super quick so that we can run you by that. So Monero versus the dollar on Bitfinex. And wow, look at that inverted structure. Oh my God, I hadn't looked at this. I should have looked at this as well. So we've been out of it. Once you're out, you're out. But look at that inverted structure. That's got more downside to come on it. That's very good inverted structure. In fact, it's a great short right now. which is a tragedy for the original bull setup. But of course, there were a lot of people that were in there. They were hoping for the fork. So there's even more people that have to get out. So if you look at that, you got a further down there through the 200 mark. You could trade 190 something on Monero. So it's looking very bearish on that side. Yeah, you want to take cover. This is defense season. This is a defense season for the cryptos, and I would look at what you preserve will be your ammo for the next bull market. Don't let it take too much of your ammo away, because then you'll have nothing left to fight when the bull market. The bull markets will return. It's not the end of everything all the way, but this is, you know, if you have a bitter bear which bites hard, it can also clear out all the weekends. And make sure you can just fight another day, and then you will get the opportunity to make it back in spades if and when the bull run comes back. But for now, you've got to look at this and say, ouch, pain, protection comes first. So there's your target, literally 200s in dollar terms, and I would expect that you'd probably get a 199 in there. You'll get sub 200 in making that target on balance of probabilities, assuming the pattern performs. So bearish time now for all cryptos, including Monero, which was at one point looking reasonably strong with the possibility of the fork. That's now been undone and kicked down the road, and it's now falling with the rest of the market. That's my take, and I wish you well. By the way, to defend yourself in bear markets and even to collect BTC, pop over to themarketsniper.com and hit getting started if you'd like to be part of a community that is focused on HVF method and building your wealth and resources and defending what you have depending on the season, which now is certainly the time for making sure you keep your ammo dry.